The wealthiest cities on our planet. Determining the richest city in the world can be tricky. This is because many different factors can be used to determine a city's wealth. Gross domestic product, or GDP, is a crucial indicator of how much wealth a city possesses. In its simplest term, the GDP of a region is defined as the prices of goods and services produced within that area. Today, urban centers generate more GDP than many countries. That is because cities have become centers of innovation, creativity, and culture and are the focal points for finance, business services, corporate headquarters, and government. Curious of which city is the wealthiest? Then better sit down and watch the whole video as we make your jaw drop while we discover the wealthiest cities on our planet based on their GDP. Some of the cities included in this video will definitely shock you. But before you get so overwhelmed, better smash those like and subscribe buttons first and ring the bell to get only the freshest videos always from Wealth Zone. Number 10. Moscow. GDP $604 billion. Moscow is one of the largest and wealthiest cities in the world. It first came into existence in the 1100s and grew to become Russia's political and economic center. Today, Moscow has a GDP of $604 billion. Moscow is also a wealthy city because it ranks among the top 10 cities with the highest number of billionaires. Furthermore, Moscow has many financial centers that contribute to the city's GDP. The most significant industries in Moscow are chemical, energy production, software development, food, furniture, and machinery industries. Number 9. Shanghai. GDP $608 billion. Shanghai may not be the richest city globally, but it has a GDP of $608 billion, more than the GDPs of many national economies. Shanghai started as a fishing village and a market town. It grew throughout the 19th century because of domestic and foreign trade, especially its strategic port location. Today, Shanghai is Asia's commercial and financial hub and a significant player behind China's booming economy. Furthermore, the city has become a global center for innovation and finance and a national focal point for commerce, transportation, and trade. Shanghai is also home to the Port of Shanghai, the world's busiest container port. Number 8. Chicago. GDP $619 billion. Chicago, or the city of Chicago, is one of the largest urban areas in the world, with a GDP of $619 billion. It first became a city in 1837 and grew in the mid-19th century to become one of the most populated cities in North America. After the 1871 Great Chicago Fire that left thousands of people homeless, Chicago started a rebuilding plan that resulted in the construction boom. Chicago has the most balanced economy in the USA because of its diversification. Some of its most significant industries include manufacturing, publishing, printing, and food processing. Number 7. Osaka Kobe. GDP $781 billion. Osaka Kobe is the second most populated urban region in Japan. It has a GDP of $781 billion, making it one of the most productive regions globally. Osaka has a strategic location that makes it ideal for international companies to invest with local partners. The city is home to many skilled manufacturers in different industries, including pharmaceuticals, electronics, machinery, construction, device, food, and chemical. Osaka has a diverse economy, thus ranking it in the top 10 cities of the world. For example, it has many trading houses, specialized trading companies, and department stores. Furthermore, the city is home to many financial and service industries, high-tech, information, and communications. Number 6. Paris. GDP $866 billion. Paris is the capital of France and the most populous city in the country. It also serves as one of the richest places in the world, with a GDP of $866 billion. Paris is one of the most powerful financial centers of Europe since the 17th century. Furthermore, the city has been the center for diplomacy, fashion, science, and the arts. The economy of Paris heavily relies on commerce, services, transportation, construction, and industry. But in recent times, Paris has gradually shifted its economy to high-value-added service industries like finance, IT services, and high-tech manufacturing. Number 5. Seoul. GDP $915 billion. Seoul is the most populous city in South Korea and forms the country's cultural, commercial, financial, industrial, and residential center. It has been the capital area of South Korea for around 2,000 years. As of 2021, Seoul has a GDP of $915 billion. Seoul plays a crucial role in South Korea because it generates half of the country's total GDP. During the 20th century, Seoul's economy heavily relied on manufacturing, but the economy has been changing from a manufacturing hub to a knowledge hub. As a result, many high-tech business parks have come up in the city to serve as business incubators. Number 4. London. GDP $937 billion. London is the capital of the United Kingdom, the financial center of England, and one of the world's global cities. It exerts significant influence on commerce, fashion, arts, finance, media, communications, entertainment, education, and tourism in England. As of 2021, London's GDP is $937 billion, making it the biggest urban economy in Europe. Apart from being a powerhouse in Europe, London is also a major financial center globally, with over 450 banks hosted in the city. The city first became a financial muscle in the early 1800s. Furthermore, London has the highest concentration of higher education centers in Europe and has the world's most expensive office market. Number 3. Los Angeles. GDP $1.048 trillion. Los Angeles is the second most populous urban region in the United States. It has a GDP of $1.048 billion, contributed by a productive entertainment industry. Los Angeles is also one of the biggest global centers of international trade, tourism, media, business, education, sports, and technology. Los Angeles is home to many car manufacturers, including Honda, Mazda, Hyundai, Suzuki, and Mitsubishi. Despite being a manufacturing hub for the world's most famous vehicles, Los Angeles' economy heavily relies on the entertainment industry, with a sharp focus on TV, motion pictures, music, and interactive video games. Number 2. New York. GDP $1.732 trillion. New York is the most populous city in the United States and the second wealthiest city globally. It has a GDP of $1.732 trillion as of 2021. Furthermore, New York is a city with the most millionaires per capita. New York serves as a center of many industries, including international trade, financial technology, finance, real estate, fashion, manufacturing, entertainment, education, tourism, and biotechnology. New York also generates lots of wealth because it is the headquarters for the United States financial industry, better known as Wall Street. New York's financial sector is powerful in that it has become the world's leading financial center. Furthermore, the city hosts the world's two largest stock exchanges by market capitalization, NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange. Number 1. Tokyo. GDP $1.790 trillion. Tokyo is the most populous city in Japan and the political and economic center of the country. It is the richest place in the world, with a GDP of $1.790 trillion. Tokyo was originally a fishing village in the 1600s, but grew to become the most populated city globally by the mid-18th century. Tokyo has a high GDP compared to any other city globally because it is a major international finance center that houses the headquarters of some of the world's largest investment banks and insurance companies. Furthermore, the metropolis serves as a hub for Japan's publishing, broadcasting industries, and transportation. These cities derive their wealth from huge populations that have increased consumer spending, government spending, and business investments, thus growing their GDPs. Which of these cities were you expecting to be on the list? Which one shocked you? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Wealth Zone. Thanks for watching, and see you again in our next exciting video.